And the idea is to use not just our resources, but keep our focus on the community around, in this case, Hillerød, and provide this. For now, we call it a focus house, and in this focus house, we provide an overview of the resources and the ideas in this. First of all, between us, but also in the local area. So I hope you just, I will be a little laying forward some ideas, and maybe I'll be a little bombastic, but just play along, and we'll take the questions later. Besides overview of the resources, put this away. We will focus on the best of the ideas and implement them. And also we will provide a basic, I call it a rhythm, you could also say a basic organizational structure, where we are, for instance, we are choosing one day a month where we will pitch new ideas, and we choose another day a month where we are keeping track of existing projects, keeping the status of existing projects. Yeah, and of course we focus on Hillerød first, but the overall, my vision is to see more of these houses in other Copenhagen and elsewhere.
Ecstasy house.
I've chosen the three, of course, from talking to you. This is not my idea; it's from conversations with you, so I won't take credit for this as well. Three core values I see for this focus house is first of all creativity. We would say follow your flow. Very much inspired by the open space phenomenon, where you're following what does your energy take you, which project do you attune to, and you are working on this project as long as you feel in tune with it. And if you don't, you move to something else. Of course, there is a challenge in organizing things in this open space, but we will get to that. Sustainability is another core value, where we are doing things for the sake of the greater good. But like in the airplane, you have to put on the oxygen mask for yourself first before you put it on to others. So too we need to, of course, find our feet and then do something good for the community. A third important value is a new economic structure. We see the existing economic structure is actually collapsing right now. Countries are going bankrupt. Iceland is going bankrupt, and the latest news is that the United States is also on the brink of bankruptcy. And we need new economic structures, and many people are engaged in this activity and are exploring new ways of organizing resources and creating alternative currencies, and words like cooperation economy is popping up. And I heard a radio, actually I think it was you, Johan, who sent me a link with a radio show called Your Reputation is Your Currency. So new ideas is popping up, also relating to your network and stuff like that. And new laws is going on here. You in this economic structure, you increase your value by sharing, and you new laws exist which we need to explore. The members, as I see them in this community, can be divided into 4 segments. First of all, we have the entrepreneur, which is can range from any like we have the hardcore entrepreneur like Kim, who is full-time entrepreneur, you could say. But in this community, I also see people who has an idea. It can be a person in a full-time job, and they are working as a secretary or something, and they have a great idea, but how do they manifest this idea, and where do they turn to? This community is where they can turn to and share their idea and get something in return for that. Also, A part of the community is the pragmatic type. It's the person with the know-how or the resources, the tools needed to manifest the ideas. It can be know-how, and it can also be physical resources, like for instance, a room needed. A third type of member is the idealist. It's the person who is very much motivated by their feelings and by their intuitions. They don't use their rational minds when adding into a project. They use their heart, you could say. And the fourth type of member in this division is the realist, because the idealism is fine, but you also idealism provides, you could say, the passion and the spark, the heart. But if you don't have, you are ending. The realist knows there's a daily life that needs to move around, and you need the financial side has to be in order and stuff like that. So the basic idea, you need all these four types, and very rarely they are gathered in one person. So the idea is to find these people, like we are 7 here now, but we will put a sign up and say, come join us, and we will create a very potent group which will select the best ideas and manifest them and share with each other and create networking also. I think this is a first type of mission statement. It could be something like, we bring people together and establish a community that excels in manifesting great ideas. And by excels, I mean that the vision is that this secretary who has this great idea, she is thinking, where should I put my idea? Then she knows, if I put it in this community, it will manifest in the fastest possible way, because we have the resources and the rhythm needed to manifest it. In this way, you don't have to worry about something stealing your idea, because they won't be able to keep up with us. And the way we manifest the ideas is like with overview, focus and rhythm. We give overview of the ideas and resources in the area, and we focus our resources on the best ideas, and then we have this rhythm which organizes the community and the project flow. And the type of rhythm or the type of organization, this is how it can be done. Each member has two components. One we call points, and the other tokens. And points is connected to our attention, and tokens is commitment tokens, you can say. And it's a way to measure something that is. I don't think it has been measured before. I haven't heard of people who measure commitment and measure points, but we will do that, and we will do it by saying one person has maximum 100 tokens, and you can think of them as, I see it as you have sticks, like 100 sticks, and you can put them in a project, and when the project is finished, you get the sticks back again. And the amount you put in a project determines how big a part of the revenue you will get from it. I've discovered this is a bit complicated, but let's take some examples, and I think it will be more clear. The idea here is that we create it on the long time run. It should be a foundation. I just learned from Sigrid that you actually need 250,000 kroners to create a foundation. So, but at some point we will have a foundation where the member pay money to this foundation. Here we take we say between 100 kroners and 1,000 kroners. For 1,000 kroner, you get 200 points each month. And if you are not that committed, you're only part-time committed, you could say, and you only pay 100 kroner a month, you get 20 points a month. And they tick in to the account each month, and they can be used for something, as we shall see. If you pay 1,000 kroners, you get access to all of your 100 tokens. If you pay only half, 500 kroners, you get 50 tokens, and the least is 100 kroners, you get 10 of your tokens available. The purpose with this foundation is to support this focus house in Hillerød, support being paying the rent, paying a salary to the persons working in this house, either working on projects or working as hosts in the house, or the persons needed to keep this house going. And when the house is self-supporting, the support from the foundation stops, and it will start supporting a new focus house in a new city. And each house has a number of projects, like for instance, for instance 3 projects called ABC here, and they are of course chosen because they are expected to generate some kind of revenue at some point. So each project has a project facilitator, and typically it would be the person pitching the idea. And this, when the idea is pitched, the community listens, and some in the community will resonate with this idea. And they will say, hey, I'd like to participate in manifesting this idea. And then this project facilitator will choose, okay, who do I need to manifest the idea? And they agree on how many tokens do they put into the project. Like for instance, if one person says, I would like to contribute 100 tokens, and but I can only be here one day a week. So maybe the project facilitator then says, okay, it's fine, you're here once a week, but you should only contribute less tokens then, because to balance how big part of the revenue you get. So that is an agreement that is made before they kick off, you could say. At the same time, when ideas are pitched and when ideas are presented, when a status report is given to the community listens very eagerly, because they know that they can micro-invest in different projects. For instance, here maybe 25% of the revenue is going to micro-investors. How big a percentage is decided by the project facilitator. And these, let's say 20% of the revenue is divided by the number of micro-investors. And these micro-investors, they provide reliable feedback in the development process. They're like, is this product reliable, or are we just in our own little bubble here? So they are like a reality check, you could say. Also, they are very excellent product ambassadors when the product is finished, because they have been committed to the product from the first little spear to the final product. And in return, they get a share of the profit. So let's look at different motivations. Why should people join this community? One reason could be they want to support the community. They want to support this underlying idea of bringing people together, bringing entrepreneurs together, and making the best ideas sprout in the local area. It could actually also be they want to support one of the ideas they resonate with. Just this weekend I talked to a person, he wants to create a theater around Hillerød here. And he had very much energy on it, and he knew people who could participate in creating this theater. And if a person wants to support the theater, that could also be a motivation to join the community, if that is one of the ideas, of course. That would typically that would be the idealists which is motivated by this. Another motivation could be you want to share your ideas and you want to see them manifested. Like you have a full-time job, but you have this excellent idea and you want to put this idea into play, and maybe that's all you do. Maybe you only put it into play and then you sit back and relax or do your other work, and then 6 months later you have the product and you have 10% of the income. Or you can participate yourself if you have the time and energy. Another motivation is you increase your network. You get connections to other like-minded entrepreneurs and people who are somehow in your area. You get in contact with people interested in the same type of projects that you are interested in. So this is very valuable motivations for the entrepreneur type. Also, a motivation could be you want to share your resources, you have time, you have some know-how, maybe you only work 4 days a week and you have 1 day where I would like to use this day and use this resource I have, which I can't use it in my normal work. So you put it into play and you invest, you micro-invest in this project, and you get a return from it. Also, this would be the pragmatic type who wants to share resources. The realist is of course concerned with money, and many people today have a very tight economy, and this community can be a way to earn extra money. They see, okay, there is these free projects going on, and they see of course the description of the product, and they see the development, how much is being made already, and they see the budget, and they can see, I would like to micro-invest in this product, and they can see on the screen, on the website, they can see how much do they get in return of their investments if the budget holds. And I have some spreadsheets afterwards which shows this. A final motivation could be that work is much more fun when you are in a team. Many people are sitting alone at home. It can be graphic workers, it can be also, I'm thinking about writers, and maybe you want to write your book at home, but if you're in this community you get access to people who can follow the writing of the book and give feedback and be ambassadors when the book is going to penetrate the market. So as a tagline, you would say you get all this for 100 kroner per month. Of course, that's the minimum type of commitment. If we are more committed like us, you pay 1,000 kroner per month. So, yeah, that's the basic structure. And I have some spreadsheets and budget for how long time will it take before we
have lift off.